Ẹ bá mi reduce TV yẹn sẹ́ẹ̀. Miracle, shut this door. Send the message. So meaning that nobody got the link. Yeah. Mommy, a job, multi-bearement, no. Yeah. Hello. How are you all?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Oh, great.
Fine, thank you, sir. Good evening, sir.
Evening, how did you? So we need more people to join in so that we can deal this as soon as we can get. If we can wrap it up in an hour, I'll be so glad. Right. Yeah? What's wrong with mommy?
Ina cikin rubin magunguna. Kana ko kan windo ne na ɗaki? To ajiye ka tafi. Za ka yi bacci ko? So we will still admit people in the next
I think in the next 2 minutes so that just get started. Can we know why people are not in so that we can deal with this quickly and get back to rest? Oh, it's supposed to see. Sorry. So I just shared a document now on the forum. Can we see it?
Yes, I've seen,
Now,
I've
I
seen the
wanted,
PDF and the
yeah,
PDF
the
file. Yes.
PDF file. We can just quickly flip through it. I wanted us to first look at the contents and the essence, the reason why we're doing that. Now sorry, is everybody with me? Is the sound good?
Yes, your sound is okay.
Okay, great. So we're trying to see how
Yes, sir, we are with you.
we're trying to see how next week, Thursday, we can hold a webinar. This webinar will go to the public. And the whole essence of it is just like in that letter, as I shared with a copy that I want someone to help me share with the Honorable Minister, Communication and Digital Economy, is that we want to use the session of this next week webinar to achieve two things. One, it will serve as an exposure for all of you participants, right? To be told what smart city roadmap
Okay.
will be, particularly from the experience of some other people in other countries. I need you to be able to be exposed to what other experts feel about what a smart city should be, so that you can have that at the back of your mind. It's one thing for us to know what it should be. It's another for us to be able to be equipped with the proper knowledge as to what roadmap can make us realize what we want over a period of time. So Mr. Ahmed El Sobki from the Vice President at ITIDA, that is the Information Technology Development Agency in Egypt, will honor us by sharing his experience in this regard. So, and he also chairs, you know, an organ of some IT parks in Egypt. So I'm sure there'll be a great lesson that we're going to get from him. We're not going to bore him for more than 30 minutes, but within the period should give us the strategy of what we need. And as you will see later on, you will also have the opportunity. Then the second of the points is that it gives us an opportunity and a platform, because I've not even mentioned this to Professor Amjad yet. It gives us an opportunity to officially honor and show appreciation to Professor Amjad, which we're actually not going to bore him on that day. It might just be for him to just show his face, perhaps speak one or two things as it regards what we are doing in the country, so that he can have the time to return to his classes, as well as get us prepared for the subsequent sessions of these Smart City Innovation Workshops. So that on that day, the lesson will be what we are going to get from the outside world, what you hope to share with the outside world, as well as a show of appreciation, particularly to this faculty of experts that are ready to do anything to groom youths in Nigeria the way we are going about it on the Innovation Bed platform. So that is all about that. We are going to actually serve this invitation to all the people who actually promoted you, so that they can also be part of this event. And you have the right to share it out for the general public to participate in. So I think at this point we say that we have, people that we can get started. I think in no particular order. Let me. Mr. Shitu is not here. That's the classmates, the class prefects. So I will believe any other person here should be able to lead today's proceedings. Who do I anchor that on? Who is the spare class prefect? Do I pick on Iklimatu to do that for us? Iklimatu, on behalf, since there is no class prefect, can you rule today? So, what are we planning to do now, and how do we go about it? Can we share? Hello, Iklimatu. can unmute yourself. You are in group what?
She's in group 1.
Iklimatu is in group 1. Iklimatu, please, what is the plan? What do you have to do? What do you have? What does group 1? Since see what do you have in group 1 to review? Iklimatu, you have the floor, please.
Hello.
Oh,
Good evening, everyone.
good evening.
Yes, we do.
So, what is the plan from group 1?
Plan for what?
What is the plan for group 1 for a review today?
So we are still we didn't decide on what to do today, but I think maybe John has something to say.
Okay, John.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Someone passed the baton to you. What does that mean, or what's that supposed to be in group 1?
Okay. Basically, I believe we had decided to work kind of individually because of the nature of this week's task.
Assignment, okay, all right.
Yes. So
Great.
I want to strongly believe.
This is very important. Yes. Okay.
So I want to strongly believe that we each have something to
Obviously,
present.
that's okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll come to that. Let me sample group 2. Group 2 members.
Yes, good evening, sir.
How are you, Mohammed?
I'm fine, sir. How is folks, sir?
We thank God. Right.
Thank you so
I
much,
just
sir.
I just related with group 1 now. want to
I
know what is
just
happening in
checked my
group 2.
WhatsApp, and unfortunately, I've seen the Zoom meeting link. I just click on it. I didn't even know that there's a meeting. Sorry about that, because like I told you before, we are having
Yeah, I'm aware.
promotion exam for the
but
whole.
that
Yeah,
does not. It
yeah.
doesn't.
But endurance, I believe, yes, it will not stop anything. Endurance, I think, will take the floor.
I like when people pass buttons. I'll see what's going to happen eventually. Group 3.
I believe we have something on ground. Endurance can take.
No, don't
the
bubble
floor.
me. I'm okay. Don't bubble me. I'm okay. Let me take on
Thank you,
group
sir.
3. Let me take on group 3. Group 3.
Yes, sir. Hello?
Yeah, what's happening in group 3? What's your strategy?
Hello, sir.
What is happening in group 3? What's your strategy? And what are you reviewing? Are you reviewing individually, or you have a strategy from the group?
Yeah, we have a strategy from the group, but we do individual. All of them we have done.
No
We do few
problem.
groups,
So
we do individually, sir.
the reason why I would love you to do an individual presentation is that next week you are actually going to present something to the public. So there's got to be that
Okay,
individual capacity. Yeah, there's got to be that individual capacity, and I would need to measure that quite validly so that we'll be able to know where we are. Okay, so let me take on group 1. Shitu,
Okay, sir.
I found Shitu there now. Shitu.
Sir.
How are you?
Very well, sir.
You got a fever?
Well, I've not got fever, but I'm just stressed out, sir.
You're not loud. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I've got no fever. I'm just stressed out.
I get that. I get that. Okay. In your group, we hear there's this championing that you have some.
Am I to
work.
present or something?
Yeah, you will. But I'm trying to see what order I go. I've just spoken with the generally around the groups. I want to see how I come from top down. I want to come from group 3. From group 3, who and who is in group 3?
So we have Hawasan,
Yeah.
Ali Ayuba, Abu,
Great.
and Messi.
Oh, excellent. Messi, how are you?
We are 4 in number.
Oh, excellent. So, which means it should be a powerhouse. All right, but then I would like to listen to you one after the
Yes,
other,
sir.
so I can keep my notes. Messi, let me start with you. How are you doing? And if you have to give us a review, what will it be like, please? Your floor.
Messi, are you there?
Hello, Messi.
Miss Messi, are you there?
Okay, can someone take over from Messi in group 3?
Okay, let me take over,
Excellent.
Mala Ali.
How can you take over?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So,
good evening.
the first question, I will start with question 1. The first question was about the goals of the company.
Do you have anything to share? You can share your screen because next week you are all going to share your screens. So that proficiency you need to learn very well. You should be able to share your screen and do your smart 5-6 minutes presentation to the public. So
Okay,
if you
I'm using.
Let me get this right. That means that what we're going to the assignment we'll do next week would involve a PowerPoint presentation.
Excuse me, you don't have an assignment. This is not an assignment. A webinar you are presenting. So you have to present something to the public.
Okay.
So you are okay. I don't know. Have you seen the copy of the invite that I just shared on the forum, the PDF? So please, you take some time because I wanted to.
We see it.
Yeah, most of you did not come in on time. I wanted us to really thoroughly look at it, but there's no big deal. I just had a little talk on that and I shared that there. So I said that the event on Wednesday, as I speak, is still strange to Professor Amjad. He's not aware. So that's because the Thursday event is not his show at all on the 26th. He will only come as an invited guest. In fact, he's a visitor. My special guest is actually the special guest from Egypt, Ahmed El Sobki, so that we will face the business of achieving 2 things. On Thursday, you need an exposure to listen to an outsider from Egypt for what the roadmap for a smart city for a society like Nigeria should be. So that is why you need that exposure. And then we're not going to listen to him on one hand, and on the second hand is that we will see that opportunity to show some appreciation to Professor Amjad. We're going to thank him, and there's going to be that appreciation in that manner. And of course, to confirm what he's been doing, we need to be able to showcase what we have learned, what we plan to do, what perhaps your end goal of this project should be, and we need you to be able to sell this to the public. So that is the platform. And almost this, well, what's it called? The invitation to this webinar is also will be served to the public as far as possible. So that means you should be there to sell and let the world know what you think you can do for your region. All right. So I think I've just I've described what 26th of Thursday should be like. And the sample letter I've just shared, the letter I have just shared there is a particular letter that I've given to a journalist. Hello? Hello, please. One house. So we ask
Please switch your mic,
please, you
please.
can just mute yourself so that you can get to continue. So we just shared that same document with the journalists to help us get the attention of the minister between now and that time. If they like, they attend. If they don't like, we've done our work. Our strategy, this is purely a not-for-profit project, non-governmental projects, and most of the time we do not want a situation whereby some form of people may just want to come and disrupt what we are doing just because they probably want to make it like a political show. This is not it. We are just there to respect the environment. We have digital policies that have been carved out for digital innovation and digital entrepreneurship in the country. And what we are trying to do is how we can move away from this piece of paper called policy, and we should go and be doing our homework on the ground in the various communities in the country. That is the whole essence of this project. Right. So we would go by the group 3 that they should just, okay, I think our was actually to initiate her talk. So what I mean is that the proficiency of being able to present and speak to defend what you plan to do after this project should be something you should really be able to understand and study and kind of rehearse very well so that you should be able to, you know, do this very freely before anybody. So Awa, you can go ahead, please.
Yes, so the question 1 says, what is the goal? So our answer was, the goal of our company, since they are using the first case study, the case study of our first assignment was a departmental store. So we use the departmental store as an example. So we gave the goals of that departmental store. Our goals is to engage in departmental store business, to provide online services to our community through e-commerce and home delivery services, so that we can deliver our goods to every customer's doorstep. And the strategy we use is to collaborate with local supermarkets to upgrade their business using smart technologies. Like the question 2 was saying that is the model, is the outer model good for your business, adopted in that can help us transform our business in both local and over the world. So we are using the model as our business. The third question was asking which type of technology are you going to adopt in your application, in your business. So adopt the smart technology application. Why we choose that is when business implements an application strategy, our software will be throughout the business operations. So we have to have a standard software that will be used throughout the operation of the business, and the type of application that can be used in different departments, and often customize this type of software for specific needs. So we are using that smart technology application. Then the third one is, the fourth question was asking us to have a diagram or a sketch that's showing what type of network we are using. So we have a simple sketch, which I will share later. I'm using my phone now. A sketch of a customer sitting using an internet, sending information to the departmental store, sending information to maybe customer service on the type of item is ordering. Then there's a database services, there's a router, and there's modem, connected to two or more type of computers, still in the diagram, and the store is there. Then the delivery man. The delivery man is the last in the diagram because he's the one that will deliver the goods. And later on, maybe if there's any issue, or the goods are not delivered well, or in case of not receiving what you asked for, there's a chance of the customer interacting with the delivery man, maybe to return the item to the store, maybe for change or any fault that might happen on the road. So maybe after I share this diagram, you will understand more.
Hawa?
Yes?
Hello, Hawa?
Yes?
Let me share the diagram.
All right.
I will share the diagram.
Okay,
Let
help
me
me
share the
share.
diagram.
So the number 5
Okay.
is to show the automated support for a small store, maybe like our departmental store. We still have the businesses processes. We have 20 employees. We have the budget, the total budget, the hardware or software packages, the purchase and the finance. All of them are there with their prices. Then the number 6 question is the question about that game, which was having issue in access, but we still managed to answer some part of it. What space is about? The space makes the ICT, that's information and communication technology, deployment easier, faster, and cheaper. That's the importance of that space. So the next question, what it does? What does this space does to business? It provides a set of powerful tools, converts the entire lane plan or do check and cycle inside of one narrow area. This will help develop a quickly strategic plan. That's why we are asked to go and play the game. So after some of us played the game, but I wasn't given an access. I've been trying to have an access, but some people in our group were given access, and we're able to understand that the importance of playing that game is to help you quickly develop a strategic plan and requirement documents. And it also provides solution architecture, project management, plan, and RFP, and in the working portal. So I think I will stop here. That's all about the assignment. Then we have reference.
Right. Thank you very much, Group 3. That was some good effort there. Group 2.
The reference is there.
We'll still come back to Group 3. Group 2 now.
Yes, sir. Hello?
Yeah, please go ahead. Is Group 2 ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Oh, please go ahead. You have the floor.
Hello, good evening. Oh. Okay, good evening. All.
Go ahead, please.
Hello, can you hear me, please?
Please, yes, we can hear you very well.
Okay, based on the assignment for this week,
who is speaking?
Endurance is speaking.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Go ahead, please. Yes.
Okay, we adopted a case from the the first class that was given to us by the professor, which is the Bob Bicycle Shop. Are you with me, sir?
Very well. Please go ahead.
Okay, and one of the goal of the Bob Bicycle Shop is to diversify into a wide range of other products, especially tennis rackets and other sport products through IT innovations to double businesses in the East and probably every other part of Nigeria. And if we look at the Bob Bicycle Shop enterprise planning, actually is to focus on business and technology, aiming to double the sales and sustain the frontiers and the growth profits of the business. Now, if you look at some of the strategy that we're looking at is to identify new markets in the eastern part and across and spread our frontiers as well in the Nigerian space. Now, there is another thing we need too is we need support of the support of strategical business plan. And as well, what we are considering as well to looking at the strategical plan, the best digital technology of application in actualizing the business process and addressing operational strategies. To see if we can complementary factors of Nigeria, though I didn't actually agree that the bicycle shop should adopt the utmost circle of the 8-dimensional because there are some technological gadgets that we cannot actually afford, and the other applications that will probably be needed for the technology. Spreading our frontiers, we can actually tell which area we will have what a better other business, like business to business, if they will have the facilities to actually do business, if we are to run this business on the internet or probably using digital world technologies at the beginning, because I believe we are a small business trying to grow from one point to another. I believe even when we adopt the 8-dimensional, it will still be in the inner circle, not the outer circle. And looking at the application, he said we should make an application that supports the business. We decide that the Bob Bicycle Shop app will be having a app that probably that can be developed to have the features of that will carry out the features of the bicycle shop. And if we are to get a customer relation manager app, we are to buy that particular app. And looking at the customer relation management, I believe we are extending that particular software where we have the Eastern markets, and that particular app could be could be developed. And looking at the HRO app, we could source for if there is an open source to get other application, because the numbers of the employees are not that very many, that we should be looking at maybe a cheaper software that we can use to manage those few persons. And definitely we'll be renting probably the finance app where we can probably connect to any of these InterSwitch or this payment system, so that we could be able to get our money back, because that is the aim of doing business, to actually to get back every finance we have put in the business. And we made an architectural diagram. I have two diagrams, though I cannot share my screen now because I'm not, my laptop does not have the internet facility yet. I'm just trying to manage my phone. And we have the customer, the customer trying to alongside with the customer relation manager application, down to the finance. The customer relation manager is we're having a directional arrow to the finance and that to the markets. And the market and the finance is connected towards the HRO, and the HRO is actually connected to the customer relation manager, so that the staff of this particular bicycle shop could be able to communicate via the markets, the finance, and the customer directly, so that you'll be able to satisfy their needs. Now we, on the other computer, the technology part of it, we have two markets. We are looking at expanding according to the goal of the Bob bicycle shops. We're looking at expanding our frontiers to the eastern part, not just the eastern part. We are looking at the western part as well too, so that we'll be able to capture the various regions of Nigeria market in terms of selling out our products. Now, where we have the database delivery as when necessary. Now, looking at the brief cost benefit analysis for automation used in the proposed IT plan. Now, we said having a limited resources in Bob bicycle shop cost benefit analysis, hardware is a must do to enable digital enterprise take place, and market app can be developed to meet the future of the business. It is a major target for Bob bicycle shop to double the sales, and I believe the market app is a must do as well too. Now, if you look at the HRO, as I earlier said, the HRO we suggested that the employees could be micromanaged on the analysis. They could be micromanaged, and we could source out for probably the low, all those the cost benefits, the cost, thinking about the cost and talking about the benefit that it gives you. If it's something we must do, if something we must probably just ignore, if something we must investigate, or if something we must avoid. At least if you, the game tells us so many things about what to do, what to avoid, what to investigate, and what to just look out of it. I believe so far, this is what I believe the class has actually helped us to expose us to actually. I don't know if Mohammed will want to add anything to it, but so far that's what I believe I have. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Endurance, for this brief summary. So I think there's no any additional. You have almost covered all the areas, and we're expecting to hear the feedback from Mr. Amos if there's anything we need to include.
No, please, we hear your feedback from your prof.
Okay, thank you,
let me
sir.
comment my reserve. Then,
all right.
Okay, we move to group one. We move to group one, where I will just point the person I want in group one, Mr. John. Wondering why you always laugh.
God. Yes, sir.
You said that he's laughing.
I just know I will attack you.
He needs to get an award for laughing.
No, he said
I know I will
said
attack
that's
you.
what keeps him going. I like his idea. He said that's mine that keeps him going.
Why always me?
Mr. John, you have
Why
the floor.
always me?
Maybe even when you're in trouble, you laugh.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. All right. So in this case, I decided to stick to the company we used for our initial case study, ICRAM and IRA Technology Solutions. So in this case, what we now look at is because for a digital enterprise to be successful, that means most of the important and imperative processes are digitally enabled. So I looked deep into the operations of Ikram and Iron Solutions, and I discovered what was needed to actually digitalize the enterprise. What was needed to actually digitalize the enterprise? The first thing that was needed was to improve the B2C by having a kind of an application or a platform for communicating directly with the customers, and also a B2B where we can also communicate with other businesses that can assist in making the process more efficient in the current business. Based on sometimes most of the processes, because of the cost implications, might have to be outsourced. So that brings about the B2B relationship that is needed. Therefore, the metamorphosis from brick and mortar to digital has to be gradual, because definitely we can't lie to ourselves. Technology is expensive, but it needs to be done. It is needed for convenience in human life. And as you digitalize the processes, the resilience in the business increases as each stage is digitalized. Therefore, we can now, having redefined the basics, we can now move into the enterprise planning, because the planning also needs to be redefined. And the enterprise planning comes in 3 stages: the business, the information system, and the IT infrastructure. Sorry, I might not be able to share any diagrams for now. You can hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So for the business, the main aim of the enterprise is to propagate e-learning services, both in organizations, in schools. So the enterprise is concerned about providing smarter ways of learning and smarter ways of doing things and propagating information to people. And the enterprise really harps on e-learning. And to really improve on e-learning, the enterprise has to actually bring in a different information system. Information system being that e-commerce needs to be introduced in tandem with digital marketing. If this is done, we can now combine this with an improved IT infrastructure, because improvement will be needed in the B2C stage, the business to customer stage, where you communicate better with the customers. And after communicating better with the customers, everything the customer needs to see, or every service the customer demands, the customer can see remotely and can actually order. And in terms of situations where a staff of the enterprise might be needed at the customer's location to maybe install a software, a learning software for an organization or for a school, that is just the end of the chain. At the end of the chain, maybe an employee appears there, does the installation, a brief training for the people in the organization or the school. Mostly in the schools, the training might be for the teachers. And after that, the teachers will be able to use the e-learning softwares to teach the children more efficiently. So in doing this, this will enhance sales and go a long way in helping achieve the set goals of the company, which is to propagate e-learning. And to do this, strategic planning is also needed. So obviously, the existing business strategy, as I have already harped on, needs to be redefined, especially the goals of the enterprise. Once this is done, we now have to adopt an application plan. In the application plan, we go back to the digital marketing, the e-commerce, the customer relation management, the human resource, and the finance aspect. Now, this is where the space and NGE solutions is needed, because you now have to strike out things based on a scale of preference, knowing what are the priorities. To me, the priorities would be, first of all, the e-marketing, and the customer resource management. For the human resource within the enterprise, within the organization already has a staff strength of 15, which may not immediately need to be digitalized based on the cost implication of digitalizing that. And it is just a small startup for now. But as time goes on, as the profit margin rises, as of finance, yes, that needs to be managed digitally also. But it could be improvised, or it could also be outsourced, because there are actually some companies or startups and fintechs that offer services that could be used. So could be rented, could be outsourced, or possibly developed or extended. So either way, with a proper application plan, the strategy that has been redefined can actually be well implemented. So now, going forward from there, we arrive at the space platform. The space platform, I was personally very impressed by what I saw on the space platform, because that is consultancy at its optimum best, because it contains everything needed to plan an enterprise or a business from start to finish digitally. Everything is done. And basically, the services that the space program provides, the Space for ICT program provides, would actually take up to a year or two to build successfully. If you are to do it the brick and mortar way, you put it into writing step by step, step by step, step by step. But space makes it easier. And looking at the cost benefit analysis game, which I played, that was the only game I was able to play because of time constraints. While playing that, I chose a must-do strategy, and I used digital marketing. And there I learned something new, that in order for the strategy to be same as the recommended strategy, the cost, threats, and weaknesses has to be low, whereas the benefits, strengths, and opportunities have to be high. Now, this is a very important lesson on its own for anybody that wishes to start or digitalize a business. It gives you a kind of objective way of setting your priorities right. So with that little experience so far, I believe that the Space for ICT website is very, very efficient. And for me, it should come highly recommended. So for now, this is all I have to present. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. John. Thank you, Mr. John. Then, you see, I must say that if I can put my head into this project for about 10 years and seeing through and making sure that Africa, not just that Africa and other developing countries and small islands can implement this strategy, is actually because of what I have seen. You understand? It's actually because of what I have seen and what I have been part of. In that, it's actually a brand new set of employments. I don't know what you mean by employment. It's a brand new set of service orientation for youths from now into the future. So there are so many services just out there, but guess what? Because we don't have the know-how, you can never chase those new opportunities. And these opportunities are going to be things that make you prosperous in due course. Because most of those things that you used to know as they used to be traditionally are being displaced. And I don't think this generation should continue to be shocked by displacement of advancements in technology when we've not even started at all. So this exposure is to particularly make you people to really get deep into, to realize where you are going as a human being and as someone that has the interest of your immediate society and beyond at heart. So it shouldn't really be something that anyone here should be taking with a pinch of, like lackadaisically as if it's not important. It's actually your future. It can manifest in health. It can manifest in ordinary artisanship around you. It can manifest even in transportation. There is actually no vertical of an economy that this does not manifest. So it's actually something that should be of concern to an individual. So thinking you probably take it as a matter of, okay, it's not a certification that you look at the degree or you look at the paper, you look at the certification that's granted by end of day, but guess what? It's what you make out of it for you and your immediate society. You understand? So that's exactly the kind of orientation and picture I think everyone has to take. It won't be about me, but that this vehicle, this conveyance that's taken us this far is just to give that exposure. We hardly would have it. Not that you don't have it in institutions, but it can be pretty so expensive for each and every one of you. So this is actually the direction I think we need to take this project, because if you really have a thing to do for tomorrow, this is not a school. It is actually an upskilling intervention of innovation bed, which is our intervention number 2. We found reasons why we are bringing this to crops of people like you. The last we did were for graduates that they were deemed jobless. Upper week, I'm going to make sure we have another webinar that I'm going to bring some crop of people that may have passed through programmers to share 1 or 2 experiences with you. So you really don't teach anybody a thing that you won't make a living out of, because there's no point. So it is not like a civil service that you are sent for courses and some of you just get these monies for sake of just traveling. What have you done? Nothing. It's actually about you, your life, your livelihood, and your, the immediate society. So this is actually one message I need to drop, and we need to be very, very, very careful that we take this to heart. We'll continue now. That was a very touchy one from John. Group 1, I'll take more from group 1 before I leave. Shitu. Okay, Shitu is in.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Sorry, let me just add that the access that you've been given to that portal is priced. It's got a cost. And you have been allocated that portal for the next 30 days. It was allocated at exactly 20th November, being today, hours back, as at the time I got it and I communicated. And it will expire by 20th of December, perhaps longer than when this program would have been over. The best you can put into that portal, the better, because that portal is still one portal that will have a window to this country for institutions, for ministries of government and private sector to be able to point into to use. And that's exactly where that thing is actually of essence to you, because if you are good in using this tool, that is immediate bottom line, kind of activity that this can actually impact on your livelihood. Right. So please, Shitu, you can continue.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Very well.
Yes.
Okay. So, well, for me, I picked up a company, Voice Real, which is my company, and then what I'm actually going to be saying is actually on the transportation industry. So the vision and the goals of the company aims to digitize the transport industry in Nigeria and Africa at large via its Transex logistic ecosystem, but with a special focus on the passenger and courier transportation. That's for now, just because we're just starting up. Well, that's our focus for now. Now, the Transex, which is an application we've built, which is what we're actually pushing out for now. The Transex goal is to present well-curated logistic data to businesses and the government for proper decision-making that has far-reaching effect on the growth of transport companies and the economy at large. Now, when we talk about the business strategy of the company wants to implement the following strategies to achieve its goals of digitizing the transport industry. Just as I've said, the goal is to digitize the transport industry. Now, one of it is that we want to transform Transex into a software as a service platform with different subscription plans for easy accessibility and affordability. Let us also not forget the fact that since we are digitizing the transport industry, we will need as much as we will need a lot of people to get, a lot of companies to get on board. So for now, we are still doing, of course, we are doing B2B, but the major aim at the end of the day is to do B2B and B2C. So one of another business strategy is to ensure a zero downtime to transport business activities due to internet connectivity outage. We know how internet connectivity is here in Nigeria, and any business that wants to make a real impact, such as digitizing a whole industry, has to factor this in to the point that the companies that are relying on you don't their business don't get disrupted due to internet outage. So we've actually factored this in. Another thing is, another strategy is we want to provide an alternative booking channels to passengers to ensure increase in revenue for transport businesses. So we want to open up the revenue stream of transport industries by giving passengers a lot of other alternative means of booking, buying tickets. For now, we have agency, USSD is coming, WhatsApp is coming, and other things. So another strategy we have in place is to ensure that passengers have remote access to booking channels, even when internet connectivity is absent. So that's the point of we bringing in USSDs, whereby you can actually, access your favorite transport company via some codes. Then you'll be able to reserve your seat, even without internet connectivity. The last strategy we have here is to ensure interconnectivity of transport activities to achieve a smarter city initiative. That is the end goal. At the end of the day, when we have successfully digitized the industry, we will be able to have that achieved. Now, when we talk about an application plan that supports the business process that we have explained, I'm sorry, I would have actually loved to share my screen, but no, I can't for now. So right now we have a licensing server that sits somewhere, and we have the main Transex application that is already converted to an SaaS application. It connects to the licensing server to authenticate each of our clients, the companies that are with us, and then gives them access to their subscription. And we designed it in such a way that there is another application which we call the Smart Client that has the capability of working both online and offline, but reports to the Transex application every minute. So the Smart Client is the one that runs at the hubs, like the terminals. So it's the application that runs at the hub. So that's the application where the ticketing is going on at the terminals. That's the application where values that gives value. That's the application that gives value to the customers of the clients. So we ensure that for now it runs on a local network of the clients, so that when the internet connectivity of the clients goes offline, they don't know anything at the terminal. The application keeps working. So that their businesses, one of our business strategies to ensure that the business does not go down despite internet outage. So the application runs on the local LAN and connects to the internet and report to the Transex application. So if there is internet outage, the people at these hubs are not even aware that there is any internet outage. So they just keep working as if everything is fine. But the application knows that an internet outage has actually occurred. And if internet connectivity is restored, all the data has actually been reported. So on the other end, the other admin application, that's the Transex application, that the business can have total control of all their hubs. For example, Chisco is actually on this application. So they have total control of all about 21 hubs that they have, and they can see what each one is doing, what they can see what each terminal is doing at any point in time. And one thing is, because we also take into consideration a lot of security. So the application has the Transex has a total control on smart clients, in the sense that with you being at the office, accessing the main application, which is Transex, you can send a command to your terminal and have that terminal locked down in case of anything. You can decide to have that terminal, probably there is one or two things. You can decide to have them backdate the system or prevent backdating of the system. Because we've been in this industry, we know what goes on. We know the kind of fraudulent activities that goes on. So we actually built all those things into that application to curb excesses, to reduce fraud, to increase revenue, and to reduce expenses. So that's the application, that's the architecture. So the Transex connects to the licensing server where the subscription resides. As for each of the subscriptions, we have hubs that can connect to their own part of the application, because it's an SaaS, but then it's more like each company, the application has the intelligence of giving them their own room. So so each one connects to each hubs connect to their own part of the application, and work is going on. So with that, we're able to achieve most of our business strategy as stated in the above, that are stated in the previous question. Now I want to talk about the NG model. Now, the NG model, right? We'll be talking about the smartness dimension, the globalization dimension, the data dimension, security and blockchain dimension, the mobility dimension, the outsourcing, web, and the analytics dimension. I would say these are the things we are now planning to do. We can't take away smartness out of these, because if you want to digitize an industry as important as the transport industry, you have to put in smartness into it. So in the near future, we've started one or two things. I and my partners, we started one or two things in this aspect. In this aspect of smartness, the AI, artificial intelligence. At least we should be able to mine the data. Later on, we should be able to mine data and make decisions. You should be able to mine the data and know that the government should be able to mine the data and know that, okay, this year, so number of people have moved to the east, so number of movement has occurred to the south. So we should be able to have that kind of data that the system can mine and come up with some smart decisions to be made for the country. We'll talk about globalization. Yes, the reason why we're actually going SaaS is to scale to all other African countries easily. So, but then we need to first of all get it right in Nigeria. But we know that the models that we have in Nigeria is also the models that we're gonna have. That is the African model is not far-fetched from what we have in Nigeria. Let me put it that way. So globalization dimension is something that we are also going. We've also had at the beginning is a vision that we've already had at the beginning of starting up this company. Then we'll talk about the data dimension. When people are booking, they are buying tickets, the buses are moving, they are checking in, they are checking out, you're checking in vehicles, you're boarding, all of these things are data that is being collected. So doesn't have machine learning work on and beautify later on. So when we talk about the other dimension, which is security and blockchain dimension, fine, we're not doing blockchain yet, but we're also going to dive into blockchain very soon. But the security part of it is already being taken care of because we are security conscious. We've been in the industry for quite a while, over 5 years. At least I developed what GIG is using. So I know the importance of security. So we are building security into it. For example, the application has an alert system that alerts the headquarters, or let me say the company, the business of fraudulent activities at the hubs. So security is also inbuilt into it. So when we talk about the mobility, the outsourcing, we are not hosting all of these applications ourselves. For example, because it's an SaaS application, it's actually being hosted on Azure. So we are already into the outsourcing dimension, the web application and the analytics. So all of these things, we will say the 8-dimensional view of an NG solution fits perfectly well into what we are actually doing, and then we will be able to achieve something with it. Sorry, please. So now I will now talk about the IT architectural design. Here we're actually asking of a diagram. So I would have loved to show a diagram, but for now I wouldn't be able to. So now how do we? I believe this is actually talking about the architectural design of the company. Why? Because the company is actually IT based. Our staffs are working remotely, except the ones that are on the field trying to make sales. The marketers. So we have most part of the application, let me say rented, because we are paying subscriptions. So I would say rented. So like our HR is rented, and our marketing is actually also being rented, because we have where we all interact with, where interactions go on, where supports go on, and then it's more like a heat company, because I believe that saves us more money rather than going to have a brick and mortar building and then we all come. Yes, we have an address, we have a standard address, but that address we are actually using what's it called? There's a name they call them. I think the thing skipped my mind. So, we've paid for a place, a virtual office. Let me put it there. Yes, it's a virtual office. So we have a virtual office that the reports things to us. So the HR is rented. The marketing is also rented, but it's an application where every activities that go on is actually on that platform. You can give. It's something that every one of us can actually know. It's
so when you say rented, it means you may have outsourced.
Yes. So okay, yeah, good. Thank you, sir. So that those are out. So now the reason why we have to do that way is because just as I said, I think the last time, we are also trying to raise money, but then we need to cut costs as much as possible. So most of what we are doing are actually outsourced, and then so that some of them can actually have
right. Thank you, Shitu. Thank you, Shitu.
Give a brief cost analysis for the automation.
Thank you. Shitu, I think let's take it there. I'm sure for the rest of us,
okay,
Hello, Shitu?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I heard thank you.
Right. You know, I think for the rest of us, you can see the detail at which this has moved into. And that is why I need to share with you that even after the conference we have next week, the conference, like I told you, is a breakout session for us. We are breaking out of Mr. Amjad's class to go knock ahead somewhere else for some additional exposure. And we're gonna be having that at least next week and the upper week. After the webinar next week, we're going to have another webinar where I'm bringing in a blockchain, artificial intelligence, and machine learning experts to deal with you guys. So some of where you need some of these inputs may be very relevant in the thoughts, because these are like the associated emerging tech tools that you need in this journey as we go. All right. So I want to go back to group 3. Group 3 is where I have Messi. Messi has been having difficulty connecting. Is Messi fine now?
I think she's connected now. I think she's connected.
Yeah.
Messi.
Are you fine now?
He's connected.
Well, she's okay. She's connected.
She's still active. Is Messi still active? Are you on? I really need to test the mic so I have an idea of what like.
Okay, the mic is off. Our audio is not working, so she won't be able to hear her. From what I'm seeing here, our audio is not working.
Okay.
The same issue Iklimato had the last time.
This is actually making them not to give the expressions I need to take at these moments, because I need to size up people properly before I know who speaks. Even when I have an agenda, the agenda is draft. We've not had Benue any actively, and I think that's a concern. I don't know, maybe at the group level. What?
Yeah.
Benue?
Yeah, he's Benue and Taraba, Awal and...
yeah, is Mafindi here?
David. Yeah, no, Mafindi is not here too.
That's right.
But
yeah,
I really I'm having concern.
Yeah, I spoke with them, both of them.
Yes.
They said they are not feeling too well, but they are on drugs. And by God's grace, they said they were going to join us maybe tomorrow.
Well,
that's what they told me.
At any rate, you know, I'm sure you can. By now, you should understand what I mean. It's about you and not me. But then I know how to rate to know when you are back, and not bobo me like sometimes John will always do by smiling. But John, I know John will do that and will defend himself. But I'll be waiting out for somebody else. I'll probably think I should believe he's John. Is John there?
I'm here, sir.
I'm not after you, but I'm just using
here,
for example. I'm not after you, don't worry. So that, okay. So is Iklimato there to speak? I really want to have, Ayuba, I'll come back to you. Ayuba, I'll come back to you. Is Iklimato still?
Okay, sir.
Is Iklimato still active?
Iklimato is not active.
Okay, she is not active. I saw her; she's been steady. Okay, all right. Let me get to Aliu. Ayuba, how are you?
Okay, sir.
How do you do? How is Bauchi?
I'm fine, sir.
How is Bauchi today?
Bauchi, fine, sir.
No new palliative for the boys. John, why?
The palliative has been locked in the warehouse.
John,
we'll get it later, sir.
John, why are you laughing like this?
Maybe we need to find a digital solution to share palliatives.
So actually, So do you know that part of the problem
we Bauchi, we have a lot of food, so we don't used to go. We never used to go to palliative center. Palliative center, there's no security in the palliative center. We have enough food.
Let me tell you part of the problems that government has.
It is online, sir.
Sorry, hello. Let me share with
Okay. Yes, sir.
share with you part of the problem that the government had with the sharing of the palliative. There was no innovation.
There are no innovations. They didn't know the population.
And please, I really wouldn't know who can help me think in this direction. Who can think in this direction? What could be done to broaden the, an assistance kind of review on what can be done for products such as the palliative, allocation to people. What were their problems? Can we look at what were their problems? Can we just note that somebody should put that properly in a proper assignment?
And just
let's look at the problem that was involved, why they could not distribute. Forget the part that there could be interest to hoard and sell, as is normal and clear. But then, if they actually had a technical problem with distribution, an intentional problem, of distribution, I'm sure we could look at the possible problems as associated with this, that you can actually come up with an advisory to help perhaps those people that want to do the right thing next time. Now it's been discovered.
We have a lot of
let me even one sentence for you.
What's the solution? You have
there are a lot of solutions.
How come?
When they are sharing NEPA bills, they know how to locate each and every Nigerian. And also, if they are doing that vaccine for children, they knock at every door. So there's a way to locate each and every house. Only that
so when it's bag of rice, they don't know how to share that one.
They don't know how to share it, but if they will knock at every house.
I won't take that one. I won't take that one.
That's polio vaccine. They will knock at every house.
I won't take that one.
That's for John to laugh. That's for John to laugh.
No, we want one solution. We actually want solution later. So please, let's take.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Let me say something for this.
Is online now. So
now get back to
I thought you were asking.
Let's honor Aliu a bit. This is Bauchi. Bauchi is very special, Abi.
Yes, sir. Sir, let me take.
Go ahead, Bauchi.
Sir, is there that palliative issue, sir?
Do you have a solution for palliative? Let's don't discuss it and waste our time. We need to go sleep. Please, if you don't have solution.
No, I'll give me even 1 minute.
Okay, go ahead.
1 minute.
Some of us are still going to code tonight.
Go ahead. Yes, so.
Okay. The issue we are facing in Nigeria, the population system of Nigeria, they neglect the population system. So when you have problems, they didn't know when I will once visit to Dubai, sir. They asked, where is your social number? They said, I said, me, I have this social number. Whether you went to bought something, went to market, anywhere you have your social number too. So we don't have this social number in Nigeria. This is difficult for us to count vote for the election, whether election were ring for somebody. Somewhere.
Difficult, but then we need to think to solve the problem. That's the whole essence of why we're here.
So if you try to, okay, don't have all this problem of this palliative.
Okay, Aliu, can you give us your position?
What?
Give us your position outside the palliative or bag of rice now.
Hello, sir.
Don't let John begin to laugh. Oh.
The position of our palliative.
No. Do you have any other position to support what Awa said? What Awa spoke about before?
Yeah, we'll go. I will go and think.
No problem.
Maybe
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay. Are you about to go and think? Let me get to pick. Iklimatu is in the house. Iklimatu, are you in the house? Iklimatu, are you in the house? Okay, Messi is back. Messi, how are you now? Are you okay now? Can you hear us?
Yes, sir, I can hear and it's
Excellent,
clear
excellent.
now.
Please, can you just give us a little brief rundown? You are in group 3, right?
Yes, sir.
You are in group 3. Please, do you have a position to
Yes,
present?
I'm in group 3.
Do you have a position to present?
Yes, sir.
Now, I will now want to know which of us really feel you can present for the webinar next week. I have a feeling, obviously, not everybody as I've planned in my program that can present. And you cannot present if you have not done your homework. So, Messi, go ahead. You have the floor.
Palliative issue.
No, not on palliative. Iklimatu will come back to you. Messi has the floor.
Okay, so what should I talk about?
What have you done so far that we are to review today with respect to the session assignment of week 2, right?
Yes, please.
Okay.
The assignment, we did it in a group. That was group 3. And so we had a session where we talked about and now gathered ideas to come up with the answers for the assignment.
Okay.
And then also went on to, we had a group call where we got to review a write-up regarding the assignment. So that was what we came up with.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Are you done? Messi, are you done? Messi, are you done?
Well, probably she's having an internet issue.
That you are in group 1, right?
Yes, she's in group 1. Iklimatu.
Iklimatu, you're in group 1. Can you share what you did in group 1?
Yes, sir.
Please just share what you did in group 1. And let me ask you.
Okay, sir.
Are you comfortable to present something at the webinar? I want to know those who cannot present something at the webinar, so they can just boldly tell me now, so I can review the draft program. Because I'm sure by that it will earn us some time to cut.
Yes, sir. I can present.
Would you be able to present at the workshop next week? Something.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I can present.
Okay, but then what message do you have for us? What do you do in the group? Can you just share what happened in the group now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, you have the floor.
Yes, sir, I can present.
Okay, please go ahead, go ahead. Now, for next week, we have heard that. I will still ask that question all over again. But then today, I want to understand what you know that your group was.
About the assignment.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. In the assignment, everybody work individually from.
I guess she's having an internet issue. Yeah, Climate, we can hear you.
Can you
And
hear me?
I would advise others to please put off
Hello?
audio. You can mute your audio, please, if you're not talking. Climate, we can hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Climate, we can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear us?
We'll need to wrap up very soon now. We'll need to wrap up very soon now.
So I
So
think
please, let me just highlight that the idea of the game
So
is to consult as much as
the group should do their work.
we were not able to work. We were not able to work like in a group, but everybody, we work individually actually. So yes, yes, I can hear you. This week's assignment, I think we work individually. So everybody has his own view of the assignment.
Yeah, yes, Iklimatu. Today, usually what we do is to reserve a day like this to review what we know of the assignments. It is supposed to be something to make you know better or to make you ask questions, you know. So we were just asking if you can just share with us what you think you did. You know, the whole idea is we see what we are doing here as a rehearsal so that it is not on the day of the presentation to the public that you may be having a challenge. You know, it makes you to prepare yourself for more qualitative, you know, deliberation, discussion.
Yes, sir. For the question 1, that says the overall goal of the company and general business strategy. Yes, some issue. Yes, sir. So I think
I think your sound is really.
hello.
Yeah, I can hear you, but your sound is wavy.
Hello.
All right.
I think she's having lag, kind of. She seems to be having lag.
Okay. All right.
Hello.
But then,
Hi.
yes,
Yeah,
we can understand the problem you're having. But then it would have just been nice if you can actually express yourself as much as we would have loved to have you express. My message again to Mercy, she's also having that that challenge. If Mercy is back.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, we can hear you now.
She's gone up, so you can talk.
I think the group should do their work to figure out what's the problem of Messi and Ikilimatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
on this app.
Let's close it for the night. I won't say for the day. We're already in the night. So
This was a dog there.
Don't worry. This is a virtual dog.
Okay, sir.
It's a battle back. He can't harm you.
Are we calling it a day? I'm already sleeping, sir.
Whenever I come, sir, I hope the dog will not come and harass me.
All right, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. But please, I can really feel Ikimatu having such an issue with connectivity. But then that means we have to do some work ahead of not just the lecture tomorrow, future events will be very critical. We don't have to miss because of this.
Sir, please let me ask this question, please.
All right, please.
How is the webinar, our presentation going to be, and so that we can get?
Okay.
Because I talk too much.
Let me put it this way. You may have to like come up with a topic. Are you with me? Come up with a topic, but please, can it just be something that can be traced to the community, can be traced to the state, can be traced to the society? Can we see an impact in the society in what you plan to do? In places where you think anything you plan to do can impact a change digitally over time. So if you come up with such an idea, just X-ray of such ideas, then we can look at it together and you can perhaps now go perfect it and begin to put up a slide. The slide is just for you to be able to speak for about between 5 and 10 minutes. You know, between 5 and 10 minutes, max, so that we can, and I really at the same time want to be sure that not every one of us will be able to present at the webinar next Thursday. Because I have a feeling some people don't have that capacity, you know, by the record I'm having now. So I'm a bit wary. So we need to really look at this. And quite frankly, when I say this is to be done, all these things you guys are doing, don't think it's just limited to your room or is limited to your personal self. It's actually a public project.
Okay.
And,
sorry, sir. When are we looking at it together prior to the seminar?
Hold on. When you do a job and you do this in your laboratory, you need to take a stuff out of the laboratory to make sense. Otherwise, you remain a laboratory man. Okay, John.
Okay, I wanted to ask, when are we looking at it together prior to the seminar? I understand the seminar is on Thursday.
On Thursday. So, anytime you have within the week, between the weekend and that Thursday, and between that weekend and the Wednesday, we can still share a whole lot on the forum.
Okay. Okay.
So who will move for closure of this session?
Yeah, I'm moving for the closure.
Somebody should second.
Seconded by me.
Why is it the same group?
Really? Because we are always the first.
No.
I'm sleeping. I'm sleepy, sir. I'm sleepy. I even slept for almost 10 minutes.
I like that. You're saying
really, man. You know, after all this struggling from morning to it's time.
Now, okay, sorry. One more thing. We talked about using the Innovation Bed logo as our background. It may not be the one that we are doing now. If we use it, I have not done it too. Maybe for tomorrow I'll try it. The way that will show is that if you have your image, your background will be the Innovation Bed logo. Are you with me?
Okay, we'll use our image and then the innovation.
You already an image talking, you are on the video. But the backdrop, rather than show the back of your house, your room, that background is what you just give your Zoom. And that's the logo you give to it.
Please, who is good in graphics? You help me out.
No, the same the same Innovation Bed Africa logo. You have it. Endurance have it. I can see Endurance use it now. Some other people have used it. There is another one that is Innovation Bed something. Somebody drafted that artwork that I said is okay.
Smart City.
This is the right.
Smart City.
Endurance has the right.
Smart City Innovation Bed.
Yeah, Innovation Bed has the right logo. I have the right logo. In case I switch off mine, you have mine. You know, you have this logo. It's on the forum there. So this will not be your background while your image will be in front. We'll do that perhaps for tomorrow. And it's actually tomorrow that I'm going to announce the 26th webinar with Prof. I don't want to tell him yet.
Okay.
I don't want to tell him yet, really, because that day is not actually about him so much, and I wouldn't want to stress himself. Even if he appears, we don't expect a lecture. He should just speak, and we praise him, and we talk about whatever, and he can just go to sleep and continue his work. I'm trying to see how he doesn't see it as if I want to engage him within the week. I'm already tasking him for too much. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Thank you, sir.